Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Spoken. We apologize for that. Once again, our camera time went out. So basically, we're going to start off from this. If you agree with Derek, just talk to him on Facebook or on Twitter. If you agree with Lance, talk to him on Facebook or Twitter. Now, if you disagree, do the same. Just make sure your opinion is heard.
I have a feeling I'm going to get hurt.
And be smart.
Be honest about the situation. And we'll
be smart. Open up your mind a little.
We may read some of those comments on the show next time. So thanks for joining us on that last segment. The question was, is LeBron James more of an effective or as an effective passer as Magic Johnson? We let you be the judge. Now, we'll jump right into it. Our next segment, which is the NFL. More to the Chiefs specifically. Now, the Chiefs have the number 11 spots in the draft this year, but word has come out that they're talking to the Jaguars with the number 7 spot, trying to move up or trade places about that. Now, only reason why it would make logical sense is to obtain Tannehill. Now, word is that Miami Dolphins are interested in Tannehill, and I believe they have the number 8 pick, right?
Yes.
So, of course, why would you move one spot ahead of a guy or teams? Because you're interested in taking their future prospect.
Right.
Now, last time our first time we talked about the Chiefs and moving up, and Derek believed that Tannehill is not worth moving up for first round, and you believe that he was. He's a future franchise quarterback and whatnot. You still believe that, or?
I'm actually more convinced that he is now that I really gotta watch him. Not necessarily just on ESPN, SportsCenter, the Gruden camp thing. I mean, I'm not a real huge fan on that stuff. I don't really think that really exposes anything. But just watching him talk and listening to what, the confidence he has in himself, I think that he shows that he's the type of guy that is willing to put that pressure on himself and say, listen, you can trust me. I'm going to do my best to play at the best of my. I mean, he said it clearly when Chris Mortensen was interviewing him on NFL 32. He said, Chris Mortensen asked him, what if you were told by your new coach that you're drafted by, hey, you need to sit a year and are you okay with that? He said, just give me the chance to compete. And I like hearing that from a guy, and especially with I think that shows confidence. It has kind of a Phillip Rivers feel to it. Like Drew Brees was there in San Diego, and Phillip Rivers still felt like he was the better quarterback.
Well, not only that, though, the Kansas City Chiefs have come out numerous times today and try to have competition at every position, but especially the quarterback position. Not only that, a few days ago in the Kansas City Star, Matt Cassel said he welcomes competition because it only makes everyone.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Cassel, you lose your job.
It makes everyone better. Yeah. Now, if the Chiefs uphold that policy and say that it's open competition, now honestly, I believe if we draft Tannehill, or even if we don't draft Tannehill, I don't think Matt Cassel will be starting. The only reason why he would start is because of that $63 million contract.
And I don't know if Derek will agree with me, but Pioli coming out saying that he's so high on Tannehill, if I was Matt Cassel, I'd be scared because Pioli don't talk about nothing.
Well, true, but could be a smoke screen. What do you think about that, Derek?
I think the reason why Matt Cassel might be so confident about ready for competition because I don't think Tannehill's that good.
No.
And I think you got Brady Quinn, and then you got Stanzi. So I think that's part to do with his confidence right there. I don't believe we should trade up. I don't. I haven't seen enough. Like I said, I mean, what has Tannehill done? Like a month or two ago, we wasn't even talking about Ryan Tannehill.
Very true.
But he came on the scene. I mean, let me know one big game. Somebody let me know one big game that he won this year. And how many passing yards does he have?
3,700.
3,700 passing yards. Okay. What was their
29 touchdowns.
What was their win-loss?
I believe they won 9 games, 10 games.
They won 9 games? Who did they lose to?
I know they had an upsetting loss to OSU. They were up by, I think it was by 2 touchdowns.
That right there was what a lot of people analysts are talking about, is that he should show his leadership ability by keeping his team in that game. That they let a big lead go, and now they lost the game.
I mean, but I don't want to jump down on his throat because they lost the lead.
Right,
but I'm saying, over a body of work in his college career, what really has he done?
Here's my thing.
To make me think that he's a franchise quarterback.
What I've seen from Ryan Tannehill is the problems he has are problems you could fix in one season in the NFL. He has a problem with a couple decisions, bad decisions. In that OSU games, he made a couple. He owned up to it. He said, "I made some stupid decisions." So obviously he's aware of it. He's not arrogant, thinking that I'm just going to run in here, I'm just going to do my thing in the NFL. So I like that about him. I like that he's going to work his hardest, even though he's going to go in the first round, more likely in the top 10 picks, So I like what I'm seeing from this guy. I like that he knows I'm going to be picked high, but I still got to work like I'm not going to be drafted.
Everybody
like that.
Everybody likes their draft picks, and all draft picks say all the right
But
things.
see, you've defended Cassel.
It's like you're going in for an interview. When I interview from this,
You've defended Cassel. Why? Because the guy's a good athlete.
Ryan
Tannehill was a starting wide receiver for 2 seasons, and then becomes the starting quarterback and steals the job.
Yeah, but I defended Cassel because Cassel already is an NFL quarterback, and this guy has not thrown one pass.
He never had one snap in college. You said just now, Tannehill, what big games has he won? When did Cassel even play in college?
Yeah, good point. That's a great point. But he's playing in the NFL.
He's our starting quarterback.
He's playing in the NFL.
What I'm saying is Tannehill is showing more in college than Cassel could dream of ever showing.
But hey, so did Ryan Leaf, and where is he at right now?
That's a total different story. I'm talking about the guys that are currently on this roster.
Yeah.
Brady Quinn was a damn good quarterback in college.
Yeah.
But he didn't pan out in football in the NFL. So you have two different stories. You got Matt Cassel that is a totally overrated quarterback. Then you have Brady Quinn that's a total underachiever.
I need one fact.
So give a Tannehill a chance. If you've given an underachiever a chance, and you've given a guy that's overrated a chance, give the guy that you don't know yet what he can do.
Your whole
give
thing
a chance.
Is, your whole thing is the Chiefs should take the risk.
Yes, because if you guys look throughout history, the Chiefs haven't taken risks. That's why they're at where they're at.
No risk. If he's there at 11, take him.
Okay.
I'm not trading up for a guy
that isn't a risk. You just said he hasn't won any big games. That isn't a risk at 11.
Because we're in a position right now that taking him at 11 with the pieces that we already have with the team is not a risk.
But if there's teams under you fighting for the guy.
But moving up for a guy
giving
if there's teams fighting for him under you, shouldn't that show you this guy has some sort of value you might want to have?
No, because the teams fighting up under him have clearly made terrible decisions. That's why they're up under us.
Teams under them, but like the Dolphins, you would agree with me that Matt Moore is a better quarterback than Matt Cassel.
Yeah.
Okay, well the Dolphins are fighting for Tannehill, and they have Matt Moore.
They do have Matt Moore, but they need who's their backup?
But Tannehill's not going to get drafted to be a backup. He's going to be a guy that they're going to throw out there and see what he's got.
But I don't know if he's going to go in and beat Matt Moore out.
But you don't know he won't.
Matt Moore's won some big games.
Tannehill's the type of guy though.
Matt Moore came in here and beat our beloved Chiefs.
Right.
Blew us out.
So what I'm saying is Matt Moore's a good quarterback, and they're still trying to get him, even though they have confidence in Matt Moore.
But I'm saying
the Chiefs have no confidence in Matt Cassel.
Okay, so move up to number 7.
Move up.
Take the risk. Give us some draft picks.
Move up, Chiefs.
I'm gonna move up. If he's available, yeah, but I'm almost to the point where move down and avoid him.
If he's not available at number 11,
come on, man.
Who's the next quarterback prospect we should get? Kellen Moore still? Or would you take a chance on Whedon, Kirk Cousins? Who are you looking
Well, it's definitely not going to be Whedon. I'm not going to have two 29-year-old quarterbacks.
Actually,
I'm willing to take the chance on that, but that's a whole different.
You're alone in that one, Terry.
I'm Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore.
I'm exactly Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore. He's got that Brady-esque. I've said it many times. He's got that Brady about him.
You know.
Okay. Well, last time on our show, you gave the Chiefs an A+.
A-.
I'm sorry, A-.
B+.
B+. There you go. For now, who had the best free agency by any team in the NFL?
To me, that's almost easy. I think the Buccaneers have. I think that the Chiefs have obviously signed some big names. If we want to stay local about it, I think the Chiefs have signed some good names. But the Buccaneers were such a terrible team last year. They were 4-12, and I feel that they've just totally reloaded. I think that going and getting Vincent Jackson, getting Okoye, getting Eric Wright from the Lions, I think are solidifying some serious. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Carl Nix as well. I mean, that's probably the biggest signing. They've solidified the biggest problems they had. Cornerback, wide receiver, and offensive line, they had to get those guys.
They spent big money.
And they spent big time money.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that you do anything.
But see, I just got to talk about that. The Chiefs don't take risks. The Buccaneers did.
I understand.
But sometimes you got to be careful with your risks. And if anybody knows, you can pick up the phone and dial Daniel Snyder and watch.
But is it necessarily a huge risk? Is it a big risk when you're getting proven commodities at still prime years?
But I'm saying, I will say this. Tampa Bay, to me, did have the best free agency, but I'm not ready to jump the gun if they're going to have a big year.
Oh, I didn't say that.
Because I think they're solid with what they did. My question is their coaching. I don't know if they have the coaching.
Shanahan.
Greg Schiano.
Oh.
Greg Schiano. But Mike Shanahan, that's another story with the Redskins. I think the Redskins are in trouble with RG3 going there with Mike Shanahan. I think he's destroyed quarterbacks in his career. John Elway made Shanahan.
Yeah, because I'm not big on Shanahan.
But Schiano, I think at the college level did a dang good job. I think he deserves the shot.
Not too sold on college
I'm not sold on because he were probably another season away from being fired. And then the Tampa Bay hires him.
I think it had some desperation, and I think there was, because Raheem Morris was supposed to be the guy. You know, they hired him young, hoping that he'd be like a Mike Tomlin or a Jeff Fisher type, where you could have him for a long period of time. I think that's the guy that you want. But I think that Sharana was probably the best name on the list now that Philbin went to the Dolphins. You know, other guys they were probably looking at were gone. So I think that he might have got the job by default, but I don't think it's a bad move. I don't think it's a bad move by any means.
Very interesting. So, your draft is next Thursday, 28th, right? 28th of April.
26, I'm sorry. 26 to 28. 26 to 28. No, that's right. Yeah.
So, anyway, 26 to 28, I believe it's 7 o'clock on ESPN. I believe that's the time. So, we'll be here giving our opinions about it and giving feedback about the Chiefs draft picks, as well as the other draft picks across the whole NFL. It has been confirmed that Andrew Luck is going #1. He came out and said that he's been told by Irsay and the company that he will be going #1 in the draft pick. So that is
real shocker.
No speculation now. Now the mock draft can have some kinds of be a little more solid now. So thank you for joining us this time on the show, the Chiefs segment. This is your host Terry Love. To my right here, Mr. Derek Williams. To my left here, Mr. Lance Whitwell. Once again, thank you for joining us on The Spoken. See you next time.